Students, today let us discuss about the new lesson, that is Indian election system. As you all know that before 1947, India was under the control of the British and there were no election and all the powers were vested in the control of the British government. Okay, it was only after independence we adopted a democracy. So what is democracy? It's a form of government where the people have the ultimate power. That means we the people choose the representatives. How do we elect the representative? By casting the vote. That means the individual who had completed 18 years of age, they cast their vote and elect the representatives. And these representatives form the government and work for the welfare of the people. So India has a democratic form of government. Democracy means a form of government where the power is vested in the control of the people. People are supreme. They elect the representatives and these representatives form the government and run the government for the welfare of the people. Okay, so in such a condition, we have to see that we have to elect a able and competent representative to have a healthy democracy. Okay, so for this, we need to have a fair and independent election system in India. So accordingly, in the constitution, that is the part 15th of the constitution, it speaks about the independent election commission. Okay, so election commission was established in the year 1950, that is on January 25th. Okay, for the fair and independent election in India, Independent Election Commission was founded in the year 1950. Okay, so this election commission, it is an autonomous body. It is an institution, it is All India institution, autonomous body, and it is not under the control of any political party or under the control of the ministry. It is completely independent. Okay. And this Indian Election Commission was headed by the Election Commissioner. Okay, so Election Commissioner is the head. Okay, and this Election Commission, it conducts the election of the central and the state and also even the local bodies, that is your municipal and gram panchayat and urban local bodies like a corporation. All these elections are conducted by this Election Commission. Okay. And as I told, it is an autonomous body. It is not under the control of any political power or under the control of any ministry. Okay. So it was founded in the year 1950. Okay. So in the beginning, okay, when this was established, there was only one chief election commissioner. Okay. So after 1989, when the age limit of the voters has been reduced to 18 years, it was earlier 21 years. Okay, it was 1989, it was reduced to 18 years. So what happened? The work pressure of this election commission has increased. Okay, so in order to assist this chief election commissioner, they appointed another 2 officers. Okay, so totally at present there are 3 election commissioners. Okay, so in the year 1993, the post of the election commissioners were increased, that means created. So all the 3 chief election commissioners have the equal power. Okay, and if they have any differences of opinion regarding the matters between these election commissioners, the majority view will be taken into consideration. Okay. Now the question arises, who elect this chief election commissioner? So the President of India elect this chief election commissioner, and most of these chief election commissioners were the Indian Civil Service, that means IAS officers. Okay, and the tenure, the period is for 6 years, or otherwise they can be up to a completion of the 65 years of age, and in between they also have the right to resign. That means they can tender resignation also at any given period of time. Okay, and if they are found incompetent or if they go against the violate the constitution, they can be removed by the president, and again the approval of the 2 houses is required. That is 2/3 majority of the members of the parliament is essential if we have to remove this chief election commissioner from the power. Okay, so as I told, this Indian Election Commission, they conduct the elections. Okay, so they conduct the Lok Sabha election, Rajya Sabha election, and the Legislative Assembly election and Legislative uh, Parishad. That means Lok Sabha, Rajya Sabha, Vidhana Sabha, Vidhana Parishad, and even your Gram Panchayat and other local body elections they conduct. Okay, so Indian Election Commission conduct two types of election, that is direct election and indirect election. So what is this direct election? In the direct election, that is the elections which come under, that is Rajya Sabha and Lok Sabha and Legislative Assembly and Legislative Council, all these are called as a direct election because it is we people, we cast the vote and we elect the representative. So it comes under the direct election. Okay, indirect election, like the elections of the president and the vice president, we do not elect the president and the vice president. It is elected by the electoral college of the both the houses of the parliament and the legislative assembly and legislative bodies of all the states. So the election of the president and the vice president comes under the indirect election. Okay, so election commission conducts direct election and also indirect election. Okay, now this election commission doesn't have the employees to work for them. Okay, they do not have the employees to work for them. All the government officials, that means the officers who are working in the government office, they have to conduct this election, and you know that every 5 years the general elections will be held. So this general elections is being held by the election commission. Okay, so the government officials, they have to assist this election commission when the elections were held. Okay, so this election commission also conducts the election and it also announces the date and announces the result. And this process of conducting the election and declaring the result, this period or this duration is called as a period of model code of conduct. Now we'll know about the election procedure. Okay, so elections are conducted under several procedures and there are several processes also. Like first, constituency is formed, and secondly, voter list is prepared, and notifications are issued, and nomination of the file, withdrawal of the file, election campaign, polling day, and announcement of the results. So like this, there are several processes or procedures in India where the elections are held. So now we'll know one by one. Okay, firstly we'll discuss about the constituency. So what is this constituency? We will take our state itself. The state is being divided into a number of small electoral division. Okay, so those electoral divisions are called as a constituency. I think you all understood. The state is being divided into smaller electoral divisions for the purpose of election, and these electoral divisions are known as a constituency. Okay, and you have two types of constituency, and again this constituency are created on the basis of the population. Okay, and constituency is are of two types, that is Lok Sabha constituency and assembly constituency. Okay, and the individual who is contesting, and you all know that if one has to contest in this election, he has to have completed 25 years of age and he should have possessed all the qualification whatever it is required. Okay, so in this two constituency, that is in the Lok Sabha constituency, if the individual contest for this Lok Sabha and he being elected, he will become the member of the parliament, that is he will become a MP. Okay, and if an individual contest for this assembly constituency, then he will become the member of the legislative assembly or MLA. Okay, so like this, state has been divided into small electoral divisions, and that is called as a constituency, and constituency is based on the population. There are two different types of constituency, Lok Sabha constituency and assembly constituency, and the individual who are contest for this Lok Sabha constituency, they will become the member of the parliament, that is MPs, and the one who contest for this assembly constituency, they will become the members of the legislative assembly or MLA. Okay, and again the reservation is also provided for this Lok Sabha and assembly constituency. Okay, reservation is provided for the SC and STs. Okay, and it is said that around 81 seats are reserved for SCs in the Lok Sabha election, and around 41 seats are reserved for the ST in the Lok Sabha election. Okay, so this is about the first procedure of conducting the election. Okay, that is, first they create the constituency. Okay, the next step is voters list. Okay, so what is this voters list? So voters list is the list which contains the names and other details of the voters. Who is the voter? The one who cast the vote. The one person who has completed 18 years of the age are considered as a voters. So voters list are created, and in this voters list you get the names and certain other details. Okay, and this is also called as a electoral roll. Okay, so individual name, if it is been registered in the electoral roll, you are competent to cast the vote. Okay, and this electoral roll is prepared by the election commission. Okay, so election commission prepares this electoral roll. Okay, and this electoral roll is been revised every year. Okay, and while doing this, they add the individual, those who have completed 18 years, and also delete the one who has dead also. Okay, so voter roll is been revised every year, and it will include the one individual who had completed 18 years, and it delete the individual who had passed away. Okay, so it is the duty of the election commission to prepare this electoral roll. Okay, next, after you got this electoral roll, okay, after your name has been registered in the electoral roll, an individual, that means the voters, will get this epic. What is this epic? It is electoral photo identity card. Okay, where majority of you people might be having this. You ask your parents. It is called as a voter ID. Okay, it is electoral photo identity card. Okay, so this is required if a individual has to cast a vote. Okay, or otherwise when you go to cast your vote, if the photo identity card is not there, you can show, that means you can produce this PAN card. PAN card means a permanent account number card, which has been issued by the income tax department. Okay, these are all the proof. And again they say that even your driving license and even your passport also can be produced while you go to cast your vote during the election time. So these are the two types. That is voters list. It is a list which contains the details, that is names and other details of the voters, and it is called as the electoral roll. It is prepared by the election commission, and after that it will issue the voter identity card, that means electoral photo identity card, and when the individual go to cast the vote, they have to show to these officers. Okay, when they cast their vote, and if not, they can show even the PAN card and their driving license and even their passport as a proof when they cast their vote.